If you look at it, there are so many fights, quarrels, and arguments in marriages that would have been avoided if only the right questions were asked during the courtship/dating process. But the problem here is we spend too much time and energy acquiring and gathering useless information about each other. Questions like, how are we going to handle the finances? Are we going to have a joint bank account? Are we going to have separate accounts? We'll push away the quarrels about money when you eventually get married. Questions like, are we going to have family members living with us? Will you permit? And even if we are going to permit, how long are visitors allowed and welcomed into the home? Questions like, how many children are we going to have? Questions like, okay, are you okay with same-sex children? Or if you're going to have 4 kids and they are all girls, is it fine? Or if we agree to have 4 kids and they are all boys, is it fine? Or if I have 2 boys and 2 girls, is it okay? Is it okay if we don't even have children at all? If we go into marriage and then we find out that one of us has a defect, or we've tried for so long even without medical conditions and children are not forthcoming, will you be okay? Will you be comfortable still remaining in that relationship with me? There are so many questions we should ask, but the problem is we don't really consider these things, and then we end up in constant battles in marriages. Some people don't even, they just say, okay, I love you and you love me, and that is all. Until you enter the marriage and then you find out that love is not the only thing that can sustain information about the other person. How well you have really done your research about life. How well do you understand what the journey of marriage is actually counts. For instance, you find a man telling his wife that no matter how many girls you give birth to, you must have my boy or else I marry another wife. Imagine if they have discussed the issue of children prior to the marriage. The lady has understood his ideals. If she's not comfortable with the fact that he wants her to have she must have a boy, or she must have a particular sex of a child, if she's not comfortable with it, she can always say no and walk away, and there's no need for dragging children or dragging anything, properties in a very dirty or nasty divorce scenario. There's no point. By the time you ask these vital questions, you will find out that you now understand what that other person is made up of. You now understand what goes on in the head of the person you want to get married to. But we waste time talking about our favorite colors. What flavor of ice cream do you like? What genre of movie and music do you enjoy? What this and what that? If you were to be a fruit, what will you be? Very silly frivolities that we waste our time and energy on. Honestly, it's high time. Singles put aside the nonsense questions and start asking those things that matter, because those things are what will actually count in the events of a marriage. When children come, how to handle children, how to raise children. Do you believe in God? How well do you believe in God, so that my faith tomorrow will not be an issue for you? See, there are so many questions that should be asked. Drop those childish nonsense and focus on the important things, those things that really, really, really matter. Before you start hearing things like he's stingy, he doesn't open up, I don't know anything about his finances, I know nothing about his people, I know nothing about his background. Ask the important things. Ask the things that should count. If you have to sit and make a list, please do. As a single person today, don't just jump. Don't jump before you think. Don't leap before you think. Look well before you leap, or else you will find yourself entangled in a situation where you start jumping from church to church, looking for spiritual problems to issues that will have been solved physically with your tongue.